Welcome to What Does That Mean with the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. From common terms to coverages, coach speak to historical references, we break down everything you need to know to better understand the sports you love. The NFL Draft. It comes around each year as a spectacle of theatrics that even Hollywood can't manufacture. But Kevin Costner gave a valiant effort. I think we can give him that. The draft is a 3-day televised event that can change the course of a franchise and a young man's life. But the draft has its own set of rules and unique lingo that can sound strange to the casual viewer. So what does it all mean? We're going to take you through it now. The annual NFL Draft always takes place around the last weekend of April. It starts on a Thursday with round 1, and there are 7 rounds total. Round 2 and 3 take place on Friday, and then round 4 through 7 take place on Saturday. Each team gets 1 pick per round. On paper at least, but we'll come back to that. With 32 teams and 1 pick per team each round, that comes to 224 picks total. However, there are also compensatory picks, which are awarded to teams on 2 bases. 1, when a team is deemed to have lost a significant amount of talent in free agency without recouping it. 2, teams who had a minority employee hired as the head coach or general manager to another team. There are not a set number of comp picks that have to be awarded. In 2023, for example, there are 35 comp picks, meaning that there will be a total of 259 picks in the 2023 NFL Draft, which makes someone's likelihood of getting drafted only slightly better than getting Taylor Swift tickets. But what about when a team makes a trade? Every team receives their 7 picks per year. Those are guaranteed, unless, of course, you do something worthy of punishment. For example, in 2023, there were only 31 picks in the first round because the Miami Dolphins were forced to give up that pick because of violations to league policies. But that's an anomaly. So if each team has their 1 pick in each of the 7 rounds, they can then use those to bargain in trades. For example, if a team wants to trade for a player on another team and they don't have the player of the same caliber to offer the team that they are making the trade with, they might package a player with money or picks. Let's say a team is receiving a Hall of Fame quarterback. It might be worth anywhere from a first to a second or multiple third-round picks in exchange. This is merely a random example and has no bearing on current events. Trading picks can also be a factor in a team's draft needs. This is where the term draft board comes into play. A draft board is essentially a breakdown of what a team needs, cross-aligned with what's actually available. Let's say a team is picking at number 7, and their biggest need is edge rusher. So they likely have 2 lists going, a list of the best edge rushers in order of who they like, and a list of the best players in the draft overall. When their pick arrives, they check to see if the edge rusher they feel is worthy of a top 10 pick is still available. If not, the next name on their list is more of a second-round talent, they might shift to their best available players list. If that's a quarterback and they don't need a passer, that team could trade their high pick to another team who does need a quarterback and collect extra picks for a later round. It's a lot of cross-referencing that has to happen in split-second decisions. Or if you have a position of need and the player you like won't be there at your pick, a team could do what the San Francisco 49ers did a couple of years ago and trade 3 of their future first-round picks, so their first-round picks over the course of the next 3 years, to move up to number 3 overall and draft someone like Trey Lance. As we mentioned, this is all happening in a very short window of time. In the first round, teams have 10 minutes to make their decision. Since their draft board is usually finely tuned, they already know who they want to go with and when. But if a trade happens or if a player unexpectedly gets taken earlier than expected, teams might need those few extra minutes to make a new decision, to call another team, try to make a trade. And those first-round picks are worth more money, typically make a bigger impact on the franchise, which is why there is more time. Teams are given 7 minutes in the second round, and rounds 3 to 6 give teams 5 minutes each, and the 7th round goes by at a fast 4 minutes per pick. It all amounts to a short amount of time for a lifetime of possibilities.